it's Lindsay from My Crafty Plans. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be setting up my goals for the month of June in my MakseLife Quarterly companion notebooks. I'm really excited. So if you haven't already seen, already up on my channel, and I will link it in the description below and up in the cards, I filmed a separate monthly reset and plan with me where I set up all of the stuff in my functional planner. So today we are just going to be working with my MakseLife system. In terms of how I actually plan, it's sort of interwoven together. I start in my functional planner, then I switch over to my goal setting, and then I go back to my functional planner, but I decided to just split it out into two videos. So today we are going to be exclusively in the MakseLife. I have my current quarterly companion notebook that I'm using for Q2, plus all of my other companion notebooks here, which we will need the annual one, and also my Q1 refresh in a little bit when I start into the goals. I've got some stickers from Planner Kate that I've been enjoying using in here for my monthly setups. And of course, I have all of my mild liners and dot pens that go with the MakseLife color coding system. So before we jump into the goals, we're gonna start with a little bit of a review of what happened in May. Okay, so I'm just gonna try and do a really quick wrap up for the month of May. It was a really successful month. This is a look at what my goals are like. You can check out my May goals video if you haven't already seen that and you wanna see everything that I set up. But the biggest thing going on in my life and my main focus area for the month of May was work. I had two major projects back to back and a work trip to speak at a conference. So that's a very unusual month for me. I only work part-time and freelance typically. So I was really much more busy with work this month than I was in previous months. And I knew that going into the month. So I really structured my May goals around work. So work was my main focus area. And even though it looks like a lot is written in the other areas, it was all maintaining habits that I had already kind of incorporated into my life and just doing some small minor things basically other than that. So everything, even though this looks really busy, the only area that was like a really busy where I was really putting a lot of effort in was work. And that's totally fine. It's what I needed in the month. This month is gonna look different. I'm not as busy as work and we're gonna be able to pick up some things that I kind of had to put on hold to accommodate that work schedule for the month ahead. I did have two projects in here that were non-work related that I was hoping to get to this month, and I got started with both of them and was able to get a chunk done of both of them, but I wasn't able to finish them. I did check it off for the month because I'm feeling really good where I'm at with both of them. It's the end of year party plan and our new outdoor shutters, and I made progress on both of those things, so I'm giving myself credit for it, but both of those things will be coming with me into the month of June. Other than that, it's the routines, and all of my routines are currently going really well. I'm actually having some success with waking up and getting out of bed right away in the morning. That had really been a struggle earlier in this year, even though I am like so much a morning person, but it was just like, I was just kind of laying in bed for a really long time after I woke up and just, scrolling the internet or just even laying there. And I've been really trying to get up as soon as I woke up and be downstairs by 6:30, like before the kids are up, although sometimes they are up before that. So that has actually been going really well. So I'm really happy with that. Everything else is kind of continue on. I did have a little bit of a backslide with workouts post my work trip. So I'm going to be trying to bring a little bit more focus to that for next month since it did backslide. And I actually did backslide a little bit with planning on the weekends, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Unfortunate that we had especially one weekend that was like super rough with the kids, but we are headed into the summer season and my parents have a beach house that is really nearby where we live. We are fortunate enough to have access to that and we go there almost every weekend over the summer. So even though that did backslide a little bit in the month of May, it's not something I really need to worry about for the month of June or July or August. So I will pick that back up in September and just kind of do a lot more light touch of that over the summer since we have a lot of built-in plans. The other stuff is going really well. I feel good about my stress levels for last month. That was another key focus area, but I do think that my de-stressing did come a bit at the expense of my wallet last month. So here is a look at my reflections. I think I went to Target 10 times over the course of the month of May, like so more than once a week. And that includes, I was like away for a week for work, not a full week. I was away for 3 days for work. So I was at Target way too much, buying things that I honestly couldn't even tell you what I bought. And yeah, it just literally, it was a bit much. So I'm going to be trying to rein that in. You may have noticed a lot of hauls on my channel recently. Also going to be reining in some of my sticker shopping. Not forever, just over the course of the next month. I never do a no spend. I don't feel like it's realistic for me, nor do I need to do it, but I will be trying to have a low spend month for the month of June. And that just means like if something is like a fun purchase for myself or for the kids, because a lot of the stuff I bought at Target is like stuff that the kids don't need. I'm just going to try and be a little bit more thoughtful about that and keep that in my mind as I go through. That doesn't mean I won't buy any stickers or any planner supplies or any stuff for the kid. It just means I'm going to try and be a little bit more thoughtful about my spending, since I do feel like it got a little bit wild over the last month, especially as like a way to combat stress. My biggest wins for the month were definitely around work. One, I just had an amazing time at the work conference. I got to see friends too, friends that I work with and friends just from back in Texas, because that's where the work trip was. And also just like, it was a really successful trip. My client was really happy with my presentations. I hadn't done a live presentation like in front of a crowd in almost 3 years, so I was very nervous about it, but it went really well. I'm feeling really energized about work. And then when I came back, I had to start on a large project immediately, and that also went really well. So I'm feeling really great about work right now. It's actually, I am just feeling really re-energized, and I actually went and put that in my grateful for right now. I'm really excited about my work, and I was feeling kind of down on it earlier this year. So I'm really just, I thought that was like very appropriate to put in for the month. You know, what you put into your life, you get out of it. I really focused on work last month, and I am feeling really good about it. So that is just also a really great feeling. Most of this stuff we've already covered. My routines and organization and planner time and being outside are all things that are working really well for me. I am going to sort of zero in on some of the areas that backslid for the next month ahead. And also, I don't have one single focus area coming up for June, but overall, we're going to just be focused on what I'm going to call summer prep. It's the end of the school year, the beginning of camp, the beginning of beach season, and there's just a lot of setup that's going to go into that. So overall, through all of my categories, there's going to be some stuff around that theme, just in general, and then also just regular goal stuff going on as well. I did give myself an 8 for the month ahead, and I'm feeling just really good about how things went, particularly about how the work stuff went. And I am feeling really good about this next month. I'm ready to jump into my goals. So this page I just used to like make some notes about things and focus areas for the month. So I will be referring to that. I'm also going to grab out my annual goals notebook and my quarter one refresh. And I'm going to bring all of that in to my June goals. Okay, so first up, I'm gonna grab one of these stickers from Planner Kate over here and just put that in. How did I do that in May, actually? Yeah, I just put one in. I think that's fine. I don't think I need to put it on both pages there. Okay, so what category do I want to start with? I think I'll start with fun and then physical recreation, because those are the two categories where I'm carrying something over from the previous month. Okay, so the thing that I'm carrying over is oh, you know what? Actually, I have an idea. Okay, so I just grabbed this sheet from Planner Kate as well, and I think what I want to do is, since I have some other space at the top, and since I have a focus area for the whole month, I'm gonna put in this little sticker up at the top here and make like a little focus. So usually I have like 1 or 2 goal areas that I'm focused on for the month, but this month, like I said, I have a overall focus, which is summer prep. So I think I'm just gonna do that. Okay, now back to the fun area, and orange is the fun color. So it's, you know, it's gonna permeate throughout the categories, but definitely has a slant of fun since that is summer. So in terms of my annual goals, it's just, you know, we actually did that one. So I guess I haven't really crossed things out on my annual goals, but I don't know if well, I just did, so that happened. Anyway, okay, so this is gonna be, so my focus here is gonna be like the end of school and summer starts. And the thing that I'm carrying over is we are actually hosting a graduation party, kindergarten graduation, but a graduation party for like, it's like a class thing for after my big kid has her kindergarten graduation. So she is in preschool for kindergarten and leaving and actually going to a new school, and we're having a party for that. So then the other two things I'm gonna put in the bottom here, I'm gonna leave some space. I may break down the party a little bit in a minute, but I'm not feeling mentally prepared to do that. Or I might just leave space to like add it in later. But anyway, so what we've got going on here is gonna be, so this is just a slight change up of my usual like weekend plans thing, just because I don't need to plan stuff if we're going to the beach. That is in itself a plan. So I'm gonna say, if we're going to the beach, let that be. If we are not, then do the weekend plans. And then related to that, we do have a week off in between school and camp where we will be at the beach for part of it, but home for part of it. And I wanna make sure we have activities for the time we're home, or play dates or something. Okay, so I just thought about this for a second, and I'm gonna put invites/doc. So this is like a party we are hosting, but it's not like, it's a party for all the kids and like other people are participating in it. It's just at our house and I'm the primary host, if that makes sense. But it's not like throwing a birthday party where I have to do 100% of everything. It is like a school thing. Okay. So I just did invites document, again, keeping everything organized, any supplies that I'm responsible for, plus ordering a graduation cake, and then celebrate and enjoy. I always, when I have something like this, I always put enjoy or, you know, whatever into my goals. I think that's so important because I want it to reflect like what I actually want, what I want to manifest, and I just think that it's really important to include that in my goals. It's made seem like it's silly or taking up space, but I really like having that in there. And actually, I posted one with that recently, and someone from MakseLife commented on it that they like loved seeing that in there. So that made me feel good about it. So I'm gonna keep doing that. So then next we are gonna swing over to the house, and again, this is gonna be it's gonna be like, it's mostly gonna be around like beach and camp prep. So the one non-beach and camp thing is the outdoor shutters. So we will be working on that. We would really like to get these done. Again, there's like more work that I need to do before we actually order them. This ended up being a little bit more complicated than I expected. And then two will be install them, but that is obviously gonna depend on when we are able to get them. So I'm just gonna put in new shutters, and just, if that means we can get them fully installed by the end of this month, that's great. If it has to be installed next month because we ordered them and they're not gonna be here until July, that's also fine. That's not something that's 100% within my control. So I am not gonna worry too much about that. That being said, I will try and get them ordered early in the month. It's just, like I said, a little bit more complicated than I was expecting. So then the other things here is the like supplies for camp. Like all of the towels, making sure the kids have like extra clothes for their bunks, all of the sunscreen, all of that stuff that you have to send in the beginning of the year, just making sure that that's all ready to go. I was originally gonna have a clothing inventory for the kids on here, but I actually was able to get that done in May, so I'm not gonna put it on my goals, even though it wasn't on my May goals. It's just, you know, it happened, so I don't need to write that, and it was. Okay, so camp supplies and then also beach house supplies. So along those same veins, we'll pack up clothes and just leave them there for the summer and then bring them home at the end of the year. So that is another thing that's going to be happening over the next couple of weeks. We've got our first run of this is going to be actually in May, you know, for this weekend ahead, but it's going to be most of all, it's going to be a June goal. So that is going to be happening there. And then other than that, I do want to just that I've already killed one plant this summer, and I am trying not to have that continue to happen. I have just whatever the opposite of a green thumb is, I have that like to the max. So I am gonna continue doing the like plants check and trying to keep everything alive. Okay, so now let's swing up to financial. I just have a couple things here. Again, this is just overall not a main focus area for me, but we're gonna still do our regular monthly checks, and then we are gonna have our, you know, think before you spend kind of thing. So this is gonna be okay, then I'm gonna swing over to work for the next one, and I know, like, I feel like I'm not showing my annual goals that much, but they're like pretty ingrained in my head at this point, and I don't really look at them as much. I do check in with them, but like, basically, I feel like I'm familiar with what I'm building towards. So then, I think my focus for work this month is just going to be writing. I'm feeling like I have a lot of really good ideas right now, and I had 2 projects last month, and the projects are not like writing, so I either do writing or projects, and basically when I don't have projects, I do more writing, and when I have a lot of projects, I do less writing, and that is what is going on with that. And then I also just have some connection follow-ups that I want to take care of. Again, this is one of my big annual goals, is just like trying to build up my network and like maintain connections with people in my networks. And since I did get to see a lot of people when I was in Texas, I feel like this is especially important this month. So yeah, so that is, sometimes I put my specific projects in here, like I did that last month. This month I'm gonna be a little bit more like this, because I don't know, you know, exactly what I'm gonna be writing and when, and I don't wanna, you know, put things in here that I'm gonna have to cross off. And I think overall, as a goal for this month, it's just gonna be focused around like actually making the time and space to do the work, rather than what my specific articles are about. So next I'm gonna swing back up to health and wellness, and I'm just gonna say build back for my focus. Again, I'm just not feeling great about how far things slid. After my work trip, I was able to maintain and pick back up all of the other habits, but I'm just really struggling with the exercise right now. And for me, it's just about like trying to feel my best and maintain my energy levels high. And I have found that like the yoga and actually just these like quick kettlebell workouts have been doing really, really great with that. So I want to bring that back in, but also it's summer and we like to be outside. We like to go for walks and just, you know, doing that. I don't have like any end goals or any races or anything like that in mind. It's just kind of like about feeling good. So the first thing I'm gonna say is like outside workouts and walks. I especially feel like that is a double whammy of feeling good, because 1, I feel better when I spend time outside, and then 2, that's just like also just great. Okay, so then we have that, and then also in relation to that, I think I still want to strive for 3 strength yogas a week, because I don't want, I'm gonna just like treat like walks and stuff like that a little bit differently. No, I think we're gonna go with 5 weeks in June, because I think that's if I'm counting next week, which is the week that starts on the 30th as June, which I am, I'm planning to put that in June. So then the last week in June then starts on the 27th, and there'll be 4 days in June. So I'm just gonna go ahead and call it 5 for the month. So then beyond that, I have my 2 routines in health and wellness that I'm gonna go ahead and add in. Honestly, these are feeling pretty well established at this point, and I'm not sure I really need to put them in my goals, but I have the space here, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that in, and that is my dental routine and my cycle tracking. And like I said, both of these are doing good. The cycle one I like to keep in just because the dental one is every day, so like that's pretty easy to like say I don't need to put this in anymore. I've literally done this like every day that we weren't on vacation. I've done my full dental routine this year. So I'm doing amazingly well with that, and I've even seen results from that. I mentioned this maybe last month, but I graduated from having to go to the dentist 4 times a year to 3 times a year. So progress is being made with restoring my gum health post having kids, because I had pregnancy-induced gingivitis with all 3 of my children, if you don't know. Anyway, then the other thing I was gonna put, but the cycle tracking, since it's only once a month, I do feel like it's helpful to have that in here just to remind myself that that is a thing that I am doing, and that is just, there's like, not really, like I'm not trying to be super specific, I'm not having any problems with it, but I had completely stopped doing this when we got out of like the family planning space, and then I realized I didn't even know, like not even ballpark, I didn't have an idea of when to expect my period, and then I got caught kind of off guard, and I was like, maybe this is a thing that I should be tracking, even though it's not like a family planning thing anymore, you know. So anyway, I just was like, yeah, just more of a convenience thing. So gonna keep that in there. Okay, so I am gonna go down to family. Okay. So here, I think it's gonna be summer transition. Looks like one word, but that's fine. Summer transition. So we have the regular stuff. We have some habits, which I think I'll run on the side. Okay, and we are gonna have a new habit to kind of start incorporating at the end of the summer. So we've got our kids' afternoon routine, we've got our screen time, and just also like the overall focus on just like staying positive and all of that. And then towards the end of the month, we will be needing to start like basically just, I'm gonna call it like school type activities, like making sure that my daughter is still getting some reading time and like school practice time while she's not in school, so that we can just kind of maintain that over the summer. So yeah, that is just gonna be the goal. Okay, so we have the I am also gonna bring back the out of the house date night, because we are gonna have lots of grandparent access with beach weekends, and I feel like we haven't done an out of the house date night in a while, so let's bring that back in. And then I am also just gonna try and do something around friends too, because again, I just feel like we're gonna have more access to people this year, and that I think I want to try and do that. So okay, cool. So that is good for that. And then, as I've mentioned several times, we are gonna be at the beach, and that is really, really fun, but it is also our whole family of 5, my brother and his wife and their kids, including a brand new baby, and all of my parents, meaning my mom, my dad, and my dad's longtime partner, all in the same house, in the same space, over the whole course of the summer. Yes, my parents are divorced and own a beach house together, and that works for our family, but it is a lot of people in one house, and you know, it's a lot of family in one house, and tensions do sometimes run high. So I would like to make this area dedicated to not losing my cool, especially at my mom, over the course of the summer. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and call this Happy Family. And just like, yeah, you know, it's just a lot of people, and like a lot of people that are not used to living together, or at least temporarily. So I think that that is just gonna be like key. So I usually do a lot of highlighting in this space. It's not usually like concrete. And I think that the first thing that I'm gonna just go again is just like, I'm actually not even sure how I want to highlight this. Maybe I'll grab this, the 1.0 pen. I sometimes have trouble highlighting over that. So I think I'm gonna grab the 0.7 for this category, and that way I can highlight after I'm done writing. Okay, what do I want to write here? So finally, for personal here, what is going on? Okay, so for personal here, this is kind of like turned into, this category basically gets two parts. One is like all of the habits I've been trying to build and all of the scheduling and that kind of stuff. And then the other part has just been like hobby based, which means planners, YouTube, stickers, crafting, that kind of stuff. So I think I might actually even just, and I feel really good about my habits. I do usually list them out, and I may do that this month, but I am just gonna say, as my focus area for the month is just gonna be social media, and I'm just not gonna feel guilty about making that a goal. It always feels like super weird to do, but I'm just feeling really good about YouTube and Instagram right now, and I am getting really close to 2,000 followers on Instagram and subscribers on YouTube, which is just so amazing and wonderful and feels so good. And I don't think I'll hit it this month, but I just want to like maintain what I've been doing and like grow, and I just enjoy it so much. So that's going to be my goal. Okay. So related to that, we are going to have, I've been doing this whole new content planning thing every week, and it's working super well, and it makes things like a lot. It means I have more to post and I spend less time doing it. So it's really great. So I'm gonna do that. Then I also have some really fun new video ideas for this month that I'm gonna incorporate. And then also, I just wanna do a lot of reels. So I'm gonna put that on there. Okay, so we've got okay, then related to the non-YouTube side of my life, which again, it's just a hobby that I really enjoy, but I am having a lot of fun and seeing some good growth lately, and I do want to keep that going. But on the other side of this, we've got all of our other routines going on, and I don't really have like one specific one that I am gonna focus on, or anything that I feel like is going like bad or that needs to be expanded or whatever. So I'm just gonna kind of put it in like this. Okay, so we've just got my morning, the pending list, and afternoon. Just gonna group that together for now. Meal planning has been going super well and has been really, really helpful lately, so we wanna keep that going. I actually am gonna have a video on that coming up. Planning and calendar sessions. So my regular planning routine, but bringing back in some more of those calendar and scheduling sessions, which I kind of let slide a little bit, but I'm feeling like I need to bring back just to keep on top of the calendar over the summer. So that is it. And those are my goals for the month of June. Okay, so that is everything for now and for my June goals. I am feeling so super excited about this summer. Let me know down in the comments below something you're looking forward to this summer. Do not forget to subscribe, like this video, and follow me over on Instagram at MyCraftyPlans so you can keep up with everything that's going on in my planners all of the time. Bye!